welcome back. I told you last week on Instagram that I was trying out a new foundation, and I know a bunch of you are really looking forward to this review. If you're not following me on Instagram yet, you can find me at dishwaterdreams. The foundation that I've been trying out is the new L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, and I'm in love. This claims to be a demi-matte foundation, medium coverage. It's supposed to last 24 hours and be oil-free. I have worn it from about 6:30 in the morning until about midnight, and it still looked great. I didn't have to touch it up at all. The foundation is what I have on right now, so it is definitely a demi-matte. Being that I am a little bit older, I am 37, I like this sort of healthy finish that the foundation gives me without making me look too young or making me look like I have oily skin, which a lot of times dewy foundations that are supposed to give you that youthful glow just kind of make me look oily. So I picked this up at Walgreens. It was $12.99. I also picked up the powder. I picked this up in 103 Natural Buff, and here in just a second I will give you a demo of applying both of these. In the powder, which is a matte finish, is supposed to be an air fine texture and oil free, lasts for 16 hours. I picked it up in 200 Light. I am in love with both of these products. The powder actually does come with a little mirror and sponge, which you can tell I haven't used at all. I'm not really a big fan of putting on powder with sponges. I prefer to use a powder brush. I also prefer to use a brush to put my foundation on, but I will show you that in the demo here in just a second. I'm really impressed with this foundation because it lives up to exactly what it says. I think that it gives me a finish that rivals some of my high-end foundations, and I think that it is completely easy to apply and very affordable, being only $13. I picked these up on a sale at Walgreens, one of the buy one get one 50% off, so I got basically the foundation and the powder. I got the powder 50% off. They're both $12.99 though. I think that they will last quite a long time. This actually has 1 ounce of foundation in it, and you really don't need a whole lot. And the powder has 0.31 ounces. So these are very good sized products. They're pretty average for drugstore brands to have about this much product in there. So if you're looking at another product that is, you know, around the same price or maybe a little bit less, check and see how much you're getting of the product. That's one thing I always do at the drugstore, is check to see how much product that I'm getting. And for 1 ounce for a foundation, that's about standard for a drugstore. I have seen lately that some foundations are costing a little bit more and you're getting a little bit less product. So something very important to check. But I'm absolutely in love with these foundations, so I'm going to go over to the demo so that you can see actually how I apply these and what it looks like without all the other makeup on my face. Okay, I'm going to start off with a primer because I always use a primer, and I'm going to be using Mirabella Prime. You can use any primer that works for you. I just happen to really like this one that I got in a subscription box. Now, the color that I got for the foundation is 103 Natural Buff. I'm just going to kind of dot some around my face here. And I'm going to be using the same brush that I always use for foundation, which is the Real Techniques buffing brush. So here is what the finish looks like without anything else. And I really like the finish to it. Let me buff this out just a little bit more right there. the key to most foundations and making them look really good is blending, blending, blending. And having a good brush and really taking that just minute that it takes to really buff in your foundation into your skin is really going to make it look a lot better. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some concealer on, and I'm going to be using my NYX HD concealer. Because I usually put concealer on before I do powder. So I'll go ahead and put that on. I didn't notice the Walgreens that I stopped at did not have a concealer that went with this foundation, so I'm not sure if there is one or not, but I will be keeping my eye out because I do love this foundation so much. Now the powder I got in 200, what does it say on here? I think I pulled it. I think it was just a little sticker right here and I pulled it off, but this was in 200 light, I believe is what it was. And it does have a mirror and a little puff underneath there if you want to use that. I generally don't use those unless I take it with me, and in that case I usually have a kabuki brush or something like that with me anyway. So I'm just going to take, this is just a Sonia Kashuk powder brush, and I don't use a whole lot of powder. I just kind of tap and then just swirl that all over my face. So this is what it looks like after you've applied the powder. It is definitely a semi-matte formula. It's not completely matte, which I'm not really a huge fan of, but it's not dewy or greasy, which if you're a little bit older, you don't really want that kind of necessarily what I consider to be a little bit of an oilier look on my skin. I'm not young. I don't have that glowy, young looking skin. So what I want for a finish for my foundation is something that controls the oil on my face, doesn't really make me look shiny or anything like that, but at the same time makes me look awake and healthy. So I think that this foundation does a really good job of doing that. I'm going to put the rest of my face on and do something about my hair, and I'll see you guys again in a minute. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I have to give this foundation an A, and I don't do that very often. I think that this is my new favorite drugstore foundation. I will probably be using it over and over and over again. You'll see it in Sunday's Stash and Standouts videos as well as favorites videos because I am absolutely in love with this foundation. I highly recommend checking it out. They do have a fairly wide color range, so you should be able to find something that will match your skin tone pretty well. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if there are any drugstore or high-end products that you would like to know more about, see a review on, just leave me a comment down below because I love checking out new products. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.